What is up, Copy Squad? It's your boy Kyle Milligan of copywriter.com, and today we're going to talk about how to get copywriting clients with no portfolio or experience. I've got a weird, a different question, not the same question. It wasn't how do I get clients? It was like, I've got all this experience. What copywriting niche should I go into? How should I get into this thing? Had nothing to do with getting clients, but my answer to this person was very much the same strategy I would use to get clients if I had to be in his shoes. And it comes back to the same thing that I've been talking about over and over and over. It starts with credibility. Let me kind of explain his question to you, and I'll explain how this results in clients. So his question was, hey man, I've got all this experience, about 10 years in the healthcare industry, and I've been kind of dabbling in internet marketing, just kind of getting up a couple bucks and then using that side income to go on trips or something like that, or just using it for other sorts of expenses. And now I think I'm going to give up the healthcare thing and I'm going to go into copywriting. So can I leverage my experience, right? I've got this experience in this other industry. Can I leverage that for copywriting? And I kind of went a different direction than I think he was looking to hear. My answer was, okay, I'm going to tell you what I would do because it's exactly what I am doing. What I would do is if I had 10 years of health experience and I wanted to get into copywriting, here's what I would do. Here's what I would do. This is how you'll get copywriting clients with no portfolio or experience. I would simply take my expertise and sell it. If I had a decent copywriting foundation, right? I knew the big four emotions. Ooh, I always forget. My book, Take Their Money, teaches you the real way to make a lot of money with copywriting using the big four emotions. There's a secret language that speaks directly to the emotional center of the brain. It bypasses all that logic crap that never works for sales. That's why you can't sell on just straight up track record or straight up facts and logic. You have to trigger the emotional brain. And in order to do that, you need to know the secret language that speaks directly to the emotional brain. And I'll teach you about how to do that in my book, Take Their Money. It's available at copywriter.com/book. Okay, so here's what I would do. I've got 10 years in healthcare. I'm going to take that experience and I'm going to sell it. Now, that seems very simple, seems very basic, right? But how do you do that? How do you get people to listen to you and buy your product in the first place? Well, it's really easy. I'll just explain how I did it because I'm doing it now. I've grossed over multi-four figures selling a $12 book and only had social media and YouTube at my disposal. So if I can do it, you can do it. Here's what you do. I started out my YouTube channel breaking down sales letters. I didn't know what I was selling or who I was selling it to. I had no market and I had no market research. So all I did is I demonstrated the craft. Okay, I got this idea. I'll give a shout out. I got this idea from Chase Renner, who's an SEO guy. And about a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, I was trying to learn SEO, search engine optimization. And this dude would do SEO audits for a couple hours a day. He would just record himself doing his job. And I was like, okay, I can do that because I don't know what I'm selling. I don't know why anyone should listen to me. So I'll just start recording me doing my job. And what I do is I break down sales letters. I tell you that, most of your sales letter is 60 to 70% of it is the research. First, you figure out what you're going to write through doing research, through looking at and I've got other videos on this about my research process. Here, I'll sum it up. I read 5 promos that are doing what I already want to do. I read them, right? But then I basically throw away 2. I've just read them, cool. I take ideas, I make some notes. Now I got 3, and I really read these. Active reading. I mark up the margins. I try to figure out everything that they're doing. I really break those 3 down. Then I take 1 or maybe 2 of those remaining 3, and those are my models. I follow those very closely. When I get stuck, I refer back to them, and I say, okay, well, what did they do in this part? So that's the research. The research is 60 to 70%. Then I find, now I have my own objections that I've modeled off of that other promo because they're selling something similar. They had to answer the same objection, so I kind of model what they do. Then I write my own, whatever my product is, the unique elements of my product, I answer those objections with my own unique stuff. So I don't really come up with a lot of this stuff. I usually just kind of mimic what I see out there, okay? So take that expertise, sell it. First thing I would do is build that audience and research of what you're actually going to sell by demonstrating your craft or your expertise for free. That's the only way I knew how to gather an audience. So I started giving away free stuff. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody gives a crap about Kyle Milligan. I started breaking down sales letters. Slowly, surely, people started tuning in, and they started asking questions, and they started complaining about different things. I take all those questions to heart, and I started modifying my content. and I realized that people want shorter stuff. They want stuff more often. A lot of the people I was working with or that were tuning in weren't writing sales letters or writing copy. They were still like in that theory mode where they just kind of like, I want to get my feet wet, get my foot in the door. I can't really follow along with the sales letter stuff. It's too in depth. So I noticed I need to take a step back, maybe get a little bit broader. And then I started looking for how can I do some sort of like more frequent content. And eventually what I do, I start catering my content to actually answering these questions more directly. So what this has done is I start to build a more loyal audience, people who are like, okay, this guy actually helps me out. He's not just throwing out Facebook ads saying, I can make you $10,000 a day. I am actually demonstrating I can help you by actually helping you. So now I have it was Never Eat Alone, Keith Ferrazzi, that's what I was going to say. He says that you should build your network before you need a network. And so you guys are my network. I started to build an audience before I had a product. I was like, I should probably start talking to people and see what they actually want to buy. So it was during this process of breaking down these sales letters, taking in the questions, taking in the feedback, that I actually developed my own sort of unique angle. And that has become the sales language, the secret language of copywriting that speaks directly to the emotional brain. You're building this audience. You're building people who are asking questions, and they're telling you what they want to hear and what they want to learn. Okay? Again, this will get you clients. Follow me. Follow me. So here's what I do about that guide. Leverage the expertise. I would demonstrate the expertise. I would demonstrate it somehow in some capacity for free, pretty much on like any sort of platform you want to. And I say, hey man, check it out. I know what I'm talking about. Here's a couple demonstrations, blah, blah. It doesn't have to be daily like what I do now. When I started, I was doing like 1, maybe 2 a week, and it took me forever. It was not efficient. That's another thing. This might take some time. Oh my God. You might have to invest more than like a week or 2. So what you'll do is demonstrate your talent, starts to gather an audience, okay, and as frequently as you can do it. Listen to their questions, listen to their feedback. At this point, you simply bring all those things together, okay? You'll eventually come up with your own unique way of answering these questions, because the questions are always the same. How do I get a $1,000 client every month? It's the same question I get all day, every day. Well, have you tried using these big 4 emotions to talk about in my book, Take Their Money, at kylethewriter.com/book? Well, I've seen your pitch. It looks horrible, and it looks like you ignored all 4. So it's probably a good start is to read this book and learn these things to speak directly to the person's emotional and decision-making center of their brain. So the questions are usually the same. You will have a unique spin that you'll develop, becomes like your mantra, like your thing. Like, this is how you answer this question. For me, it's become the language of copywriting. Right? I've got that. Like, it's my platform. Like, I believe in this, and I know it makes a world of difference, and I practice it in my own writing. So for you, it'll be your unique thing, okay? Once you develop that, okay, now you have a product, you have an answer, you have a solution, you have a market that wants that answer and solution. Now you create a product. Now you actually create the thing. You can do this any way that's convenient for you. You can make videos explaining your thing. You can write a book explaining your thing. You could do coaching calls, okay? If you wanted to be like a one-on-one thing and it has to be more personalized, you could do visits in your area or like seminars or something like that. I don't know exactly where your expertise lies, but there is some way to package what your knowledge and expertise is. And this can be quick or it could be slow depending on like how quick you move through this curve of figuring out what your market wants and giving it to them, right? So then at that point, you've got a thing to sell. Now sell it, okay? This is how you begin to get clients. This is totally the opposite of, I've got no experience, I would love to start copywriting, please hire me. It's the opposite of that. Instead, I now come to the table and say, hey, my name's Kyle Milligan. I wrote this book, Take Their Money, and within 1 week, this $12 book brought in over $1,000 with a list of 175 people. That's results. That's results. That's results. Now I'm marketable because I actually made money, all right, selling a thing. And now I can use those results as my own case study. So this is how like the rich get richer. This is how you compound your results to keep stepping up and stepping up and stepping up. Because now I am actually turning away clients pretty much all the time. People I used to look up to on the internet and I still think I highly respect are saying, hey dude, I saw what you were doing, I think it's great. These are people I used to be in contact with a long time ago when I had no experience. Like, hey, I saw that you're making big moves. I would love for you to come write for us. And it's like, wow, this is so cool. This is something I would have wished would have happened a year ago, and now I just don't have the time. So now I actually have more clients than I know what to do with. Now I'm actually turning away people that I would have loved, killed to work for before. This is how to get copywriting clients with no portfolio and no experience. You will build it while you build your audience. And that's money on money. That's compounding. That's how the rich get richer, all right? So, thanks so much for tuning in, Copy Squad. That's all I've got for this one.
What's up, Copy Squad? I hope you found that useful, and if you're interested in getting a little bit more details about how me and my team set up our first 7 pages of a sales letter to give us the best shot at 7 figures, I invite you to check out copysquad.net/lead. On this page, you can be the first to get details about a brand new leads course that will illustrate and step-by-step show you the strategy that me and my copy team use to generate over $50 million in gross revenues in a single year in financial publishing. So all you got to do is go to this page, copysquad.net/lead, enter your name and email, and then hit the enter button, and you can be the first in the know as new developments arise. Thanks so much for tuning in, and peace out, Copy Squad.